Well, I told y'all we're going to get this party started. Guess what? We're going to get it started. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel once again. You know what it is, JJ with JJ's PC Builds. And it's the live stream, by the way. If you're first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. If not, you won't get a notification so you know when I post the next video. So make sure you subscribe. And make sure you turn on the notification bell because I know some people kind of forget to turn that notification bell on. I'm not going to say who, but anyway. I hope everybody's doing well. I can see we got Machine in the house and we got Winston in the house and whoever else is going to be coming into the house. So, I know I seem a little bit wired today. Make sure you got your drink and snacks, by the way, guys. Mine is a double shot of coffee, and it's a strong one. Yep. It's a strong one. I'm not going to sing to you guys. Forget it. Not unless you guys want me to, then I really get, vocal and everything else. But I don't think YouTube likes my voice anyway, because they'll probably copyright me for singing my own tune. You say thank you. I love it. And I also excited for this episode. I know everybody's kind of getting excited for this episode. Well, what happened to the other episodes? Uh-huh. Y'all forgetting to go back and check the other episodes out, maybe? No. Yeah, I think you guys are all up to date with me as it is, so. Facts, but triple or quadruple shot. Believe it or not, the shots are this big. That's what I got right there. That's some bad shot right there. That's a bad shot. Yeah. That's some nasty coffee, but it's good. Hello, MTBK. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I wasn't a sponsor of the shot, the coffee shot, by the way. Saying how much you like the 12-volt high power. No, I'm not. Bro, you got the 12-volt high power. I don't. I got the 8-pin connector. Thank God. I'm sorry. For your 4070 Super, it's fine. But going beyond that, that throws question in my mind. Let's see. Yeah, I took 2 of them. Winston, I took 2 of them. It's totally crazy. Only the best for me. Yeah, well, I get what I get and what I can get. And if I can't get it, I can't get it. So, I can't be what do you call it? Everybody says, well, why don't you just become a Kmart shopper? No, now Kmart's closed. Now you got to become a Walmart shopper. Oh, I'm sorry, Machine. I know you were. Never mind. I'm not going to say nothing. You know I ain't going to go there. So I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't get your panties in a wad. It's all right. So look, I got my favorite shirt on today, Mr. Delivery, and it's time to start delivering to you guys. So if we got everybody here, do you guys want to just jump right into it, or you want to have a little bit of a discussion before we jump into it? I think we need to have a little bit of discussion because this is what's gonna put you guys into perspective before you decide to buy a pre-built PC. Now, I'm going to put it on a word of caution. Right now, it looks like it might be not the time to buy a pre-built PC. Might be, but it might not be. It depends on what you can afford. So I'm gonna read out what you guys are saying. Uh, I worked there as well. Yeah. Oh my God. With machines. I just got prompted today. The machine. Yeah, I know, Winston. It's all good, man. I know who you are. So don't worry. I have heard it all about Wally World. Yeah, I know. Everybody has. I mean, it's a thing. It's a job. It is what it is. So, okay. Let me bring you guys into perspective so we can settle this in a little bit. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you guys to the action screen and we're going to talk a little bit about certain graphics cards for pre-builts. So let's go ahead and go over and see what we got cooking. Alrighty, guys. And look at this. You guys didn't even tell me about my big cursor. They didn't tell me about the big cursor. I was like, dang, you forgot the big cursor? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to fall apart. Jay, where's the cursor? Where is it? Just hold on. I'm getting the cursor. You God, you guys are like, oh my God, you guys are just so bad. I mean, look, there it is. There it is. Don't get overexcited. It's right there. So the tools we're going to need today is one, we're going to need a calculator, right? So we got a calculator. So we can do our diligence and go from there. I'm probably going to use and go over here and type in PCPartPicker, PC parts picker. Okay. So we can use PCPartPicker as our tool. So what we do is we'll erase all the things that we were doing the other day, which I always forget to do that for some reason. So, it's kind of hard with a big cursor, and you're trying to clip it in. Okay, so we got a blank, clean slate to work with. Now, let's go back over here and let's talk about this. Show Winston what you found. I will, machine, believe it or not, I will show him. I got it already queued up, ready to go. So just give me a moment. We'll talk about it. But I want you guys to keep this in mind. They got the RTX, or I almost say, my God, why am I thinking NVIDIA? RX 9060 XT. I wonder why. Maybe because the name gives them away. What the hell? Okay, far as we know is it's got a 128-bit bus, and the memory speed is 20 gigabits per second. It's questionable if it's going to be PCIe 5.0 X8 or X16. We don't know. And it's supposed to be coming out. They said it's supposed to be, well, it's kind of up in the air right now. We don't know if it's going to come out in April or May or June, because looking at the 9060 and the 9060 XT, we really don't got much information. But going to the 5060 Ti and the 5060, we got a little bit more information. What we know is that the 5060 Ti is going to have an 8 gigabyte and 16 gigabyte variant, 128-bit bus. It's going to have 28 gigabits per second on the memory, and it's going to be 180 watts. Now going over to the 5060, it's going to be an 8 gigabyte variant with a 128-bit bus. It's still going to have the memory speed at 28 gigabits per second and still the same song and dance. Keep it in mind. If it's going to be a 128-bit bus, they're going to do a PCIe 5.0 X8. We know this. It's nothing new. Nothing new. So we know this. This is like a saga from the 40 series to the 50 series. So, um, I use AI girlfriend for part picker myself. Oh, Lordy. Machine, you and the AI girlfriend. I think we need to talk, bro. We really do. I love buying I love buying errands at Walmart before they decided to leave my country. Well, I'm sorry to hear they left, bro. They sell deep fried tentacles here now. Oh my God. You guys are bad. Okay. So we got that in mind from videocards.com. You can go check them out. Type in videocards.com / 9060XT. You'll find this article out there for you. So there you go. Let's go to Amazon. We got something cooking on Amazon. I already got all these things set up for today, guys. So let's go ahead and go right down to it. This is the one Machine was talking about that me and him were discussing on Discord. Now, if you guys don't have my Discord and you guys want to become part of the, I know, Machine, I seen that. I just pulled one up like for right now. That's just for right now. I'm sure on my next video, I'll bring it more in depth with the 50s, the 46, the 5060 and the 9060s. We'll go in more depth next time. But right now, we're going to talk about if you want to become a Discord patron. So, if you do, all you got to do is hold on to your hats. And what we'll do is we'll send you a link in the chat so that way you guys can get it, or you guys can leave me a message on a video and we'll be more than happy to send you a link. So we're going to go ahead and send the link now. So if you want to become a Discord patron and want to become part of the family and don't want to miss out on the action, I left you a link in the chat. And also too, like I said, if you want me to send you a link, leave a message on a video saying, hey, I want to become a Discord patron. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Yes, I'm doing it individually. I'm not just leaving the link out there for everybody. If you want to become part, I do that because you never know. They might have spammer bots and stuff like that. I just want to make sure that, I'm talking to somebody when I send the link. So this way it ensures everybody that gets onto our Discord page that we're not getting spam bots and everything else. So this is the reason why I'm doing this. I had a friend of mine telling me to do that. So, but anyway, let's go back and see what we got cooking here. Okay, this is a CyberPower PC. Extreme VR Gaming PC. It's got an i5 13400F. The base clock's at 2.5 gigahertz. It's got an RTX 4060, 8 gigabytes, and it's got 16 gigabytes of DDR5 system RAM with 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 SSD, and it's got a ASRock, was it a B660 M-C motherboard, if I remember right. And they're selling it for $898. Okay. So if we want to look at the system, we can look at the system. We'll blow it up for you guys. It doesn't look half bad. And looking at the top, and I want you guys to follow along with me on this. Looking at the top, it has potential. And this is where I'm saying it has potential. On top, it looks like you can throw maybe a 300 and say a 355 millimeter AIO cooler in there, if you want to make it more, a little bit more energetic, you can, we can find those and we can go through that. And, you know, I think for $55 throwing a 350 millimeter AIO in there would be perfect. It's only got one RAM stick. I know it's 16 gigabytes of RAM, but you can always find a pair, 16 gigabyte, pair it up, you know, and make it 32 gigabytes. So you have two 16 gig sticks. I'm sure you can pair that stick up with another one. So you got 32 gigs. Yeah, I know you guys are saying, well, for 800 and some dollars, you know, but look at it this way. You're getting a 4060, a decent motherboard. I know it's a decent motherboard because I know one of my subscribers here that's in the chat has this motherboard and he's happy with it. So you can make a couple modifications. It's got some RGB on there. Also, too, you can check out the power supply that's in there. If it's got a 650 watt, that'll be fine for this. But if you want to go up to an 850 watt, it looks like it's got room and potential to put an 850 watt power supply in. Just in case you decide you want to go up to, let's say you want to get a 5070 Ti or a 5080 later on down the road. Finding out that Jensen from NVIDIA is going to be putting out a lot more graphics cards in the future. So the price is going to come down on the graphics cards. As soon as these companies start flooding the market, the more they put into the market, the price is going to start dropping. And that's what we're all hoping on at this point. So let's see. I would get the M.2 first. Well, yes, I would say, yeah, the M.2. But the thing is I would be worried about getting the temperature under control in the system. That would be for $55. And even for another, what, 79, $80, you can get yourself a 2 terabyte M.2 for a secondary. If you want it for your gaming, you can get a 2 terabyte M.2. And the one that comes originally with the system, you just keep the operating system on that. So your secondary card, you can roll with it. But on this, you're probably going to end up having to swap the card. Okay. But this comes with a Gen 4 card. It's iffy with me right now because the second M.2 slot's probably 3.0. It's probably, you know, not that bad because you can always take the operating system, put it in the 3.0 slot, and then take your new Gen 4 card and put it in the Gen 4 slot and use that for your Steam games and stuff like that. It'll work out just fine. So, by the way, your AI girlfriend, I'm just reading back, guys. And hey, I'll be right back, guys. Gotta run somewhere real quick. But I will still have to live in my car. Okay, bro. All right. Hurry back. But here, I don't foresee this being a bad system. I mean, it's got a lot of potential. I mean, it's got airflow right here for the two fans for intake. I mean, that's really good, you know, especially if you got AIO cooler on top that's exhausting the hot air. That'll make this even better, I think. The case doesn't look half bad. The case does not look half bad. I don't think. Oh, your second M.2 / Gen 4? Well, see, that's because I'm not too sure about the ASRock motherboard. Asus motherboard, yeah, I'm sure of how they got it set up, but with ASRock, I'm not. You got an ASRock, so I'm not too sure how they got it set up, but I'm sure that's easy to be figured out. You know, I'm sure that's really easy to be figured out. Even if he plops in a secondary M.2 um, SSD drive with 2 terabytes and doesn't have to move his operating system, he'll still be fine. He'll still be fine. So it's not really a big deal. So this is just basically like plug in one more one more stick of RAM. This plug in a better CPU cooler. Uh, Plug in some more system hard drive SSD, and maybe a bigger PSU. But everything else would be fine. And later on down the road, if he ever decides to, let's say, wants a bigger graphics card, the system be well equipped for a bigger graphics card. So it won't be as much, it won't turn out to be a big bottleneck. It's like if you go and buy an older system, it'll turn around and become a big bottleneck. But this right here, I don't foresee it being a bottleneck. So, but there is options. You can go to a 13700, or you can go to like a 14, Gen 14, go to a 14400 or a 14700, you know. But I'm going to tell you, I think this is pretty cool. I mean, this is pretty cool. If you plan on doing something like that, and I usually look and see what they pair it up with. It looks like they don't have anything paired up with it. So, I mean, the systems now these days, pre-built systems, they're all over the board. I mean, if you want to go up $200, also, you can go up $200. See, you got $897 right here. Let's say this is 1,090. I'm comparing right now, minus 898. $192 difference. You could go up to this one. This one's got a 14,400. I mean, it's a little different. It's got a 14,400. Single stick. But I think that, you know, with the other one, that would be a better option. I think the other one would have been a better option. This one right here, I think it would have been a better option. I really do. Processor got cheaper, and i5 13400F starts at €120. But here, if we go to look at it, and we type in Amazon, we go here, and we go and look for a 13400. Here it's 134. So if you were to price this out, basically, we'll start off at the top. You'll start at about $134. That would pop in a plus. Okay, so if you get a 13400F, that's 134. So now we look for an ASRock. B660 M-C. So I would say $110. So we go $110, add that to the list. We're pricing it out, seeing how much it would actually cost. Now the system RAM, you had 16 gigs. So we'll see. Let's say on an average, it'll be around about $43. I mean, let's say it'd be around $43. So we'll add on $43. So we're at 287 right now. And now we got to look for the SSD. M.2. SSD. So it's only 1 terabyte. So I mean, this one right here is $65. That's about, I would say that's about right, because that's 7,100 megabytes. So let's just say 65. I'll add on the 65. So far, we're up to that. We'll find out about that case. I would say that case would be around $100. And now we look for the 4060 RTX. So going by the value, we would say it's around $352. I'd say about 352. 352. So far, we're up to 804 plus the peripherals. We'll say about $45 for the keyboard and mouse. So we got the motherboard, and for the air cooler, we'll say about $15 for the air cooler. So we'll add on $15. So, and the PSU, we'll say, we'll look for 650 watt PSU. You know, they're going to be using a cheap brand anyway. So we'll say $55. About right there. We'll say $55. We'll add on 55. So basically, we're looking at this one right here. And if we do our calculations, we're saying that right there. Processor got cheaper. i5-3400 starts at 120 over here, but still needs a cooler. I already included that. Box i5-1400 starts at $135 over here. Yeah, but this is just a pre-built. So cheapest Raptor leg, iGPU is $220 for 14600. Yep. That's pretty much how it is over here. Most likely a 550 or 600 watt PSU. Actually, I would go with 850 watt PSU. Just in the future, if you're deciding to get like a 50 series graphics card, if they come down to the cheap, you might want to think about doing at least an 850 watt. At least. I'm at the point where I'm not going to recommend the 750 watt anymore. I'm just going to go 850 watt as minimal spec. Just saying. The cores are connected to the L3 cache and connect and are told to do light tasks from the software called Thread Director, so all performance cores can focus on the game. Yeah, it does the background task. But if you turn off all the background tasks, it's not doing much. If you can turn all the background tasks off, then your E-cores won't be doing as much, except for floating the operating system. That's pretty much all it really does. I'd rather have it floating the operating system to do all the parameters and, the computations, other than putting all the stress on one side without having a balance of both. So having a little balance of both could bring down the latency a little bit as well. So do keep that in mind. Okay, guys, this right here, if you were to go buy the parts individually right now, there's a big difference. You got $898 compared to $919 buying the parts on the average. So you minus that from the $898. I want to stretch that. Equals, you save $21. So that $21 you can put towards buying a better system RAM. I mean, if you get $1,000 budget, then all these little things you can touch up on and have a decent, solid computer, believe it or not. You'd have a decent, solid computer at this price, especially if you priced it out and it's over this price. This becomes a better deal. And this is what I was trying to tell Machine earlier, that this right here, pre-builts might become the better deal, other than buying the parts individually now. Because now with them raising the price on individual parts, like your graphics cards and so on, it makes no sense now. It makes no sense to buy it all individually. Just get it all pre-built as one. I think this is what manufacturers are trying to push towards right now, is the pre-builts. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you guys. But this right here, this CyberPower PC has a lot of potentials in it, especially if you want to upgrade it. It has a lot of upgrading room. I can see that. And it looks like it would be a really good one, even though CyberPower doesn't sponsor the channel, but they got a good PC. Even though some people say, well, this is wrong with it, that's wrong. Don't look at what's wrong with it. Look at what you can do to it before you buy it. If it has a lot of upgradability and potentials, that's what you look for. Don't look at the negative. Look at the positive. Okay. When I built my PC, I had to build it from scratch. I didn't buy a pre-built. Okay. I could buy a pre-built and, expand it from there. That's not hard. At least this one gives you a platform, especially with it having a 600 series motherboard, which is expandable all the way up to the 9800 X3D, the fastest chip on the market, or at least the 7800 X3D, secondary fastest on the market. So Either way you look at it, it has a great ability to 128 gigabytes of system RAM, and it'll go all the way to 6,400 megahertz. And the amount of SSD you can put in there, you can put it easily 30 terabytes of hard drive space in this computer, at least. I know I got about 16 or 18 terabytes in mine. I'm happy with it. And it's got expandable room for a second drive that you can put your Steam games on. They even got M.2 SSDs at 4 terabytes. Let's look at that. Let's see. Amazon. I know this is a lot of back and forth, guys, but this is what you do when you want to build your system and get the perfect one. You know, I always go back and forth like this every day. This is nothing new. See, even if you want to get a bigger drive, this one's got, this is a FNN. I don't know. Western Digital, I won't touch. Crucial, P3, 4 terabytes with 5,000 megabytes for $219. Wow. That's not bad. They even got a Samsung Pro 4 terabytes, but that's $300, and I'm sure you don't want to spend $300 on that. So 219 is looking good at this point. Silicon Power 208. That's a 4 terabyte. That's got 5,000 read, 4,500 writes. Not bad. Anything up around 5,000 is not bad. They got a Kingston Fury up to 7,300 megabytes per second for $279. That's not bad. Internal gaming SSD. Not bad. I don't know about this company, but they're at 240. You can take a chance with that. So Western Digital, I'm just not in the care for. 5,000. I don't know that brand. They got one that's the T500. Not bad, but it's almost $300. Team Group, $239. You just do your shopping. The higher you can get in transfer rates, the better you're off. The higher you can get. This is 1 terabyte, by the way. That's not 4. Samsung 990 Evo, Gen 5 X2, which will be backwards compatible with PCIe 4.0 X4. $250, 7,250 megabytes per second. Not bad. It's down there. I don't know this brand. This must be a China brand. Yeah, basically just do your shopping, do your homework. So you can do a lot. And guys, you can do a lot with this system. If you put your mind to it, you can do yourself a big favor with this system. I mean, let's say you want to upgrade the RAM. You know, let's see, how many Amazons do I got open? Okay, well, let's go back to this one since this is already open. Let's look at it, DDR5. See, and see what we see. See, I told you guys I'm hyped up on the coffee today. See, you can get a PNY XLR8 Epic, 32 gigabytes, 6400 CL36, not bad. 32 gigs, $95. $95. That is sick for 32 gigs. $95. That's the lowest I've ever seen it. That's getting down to the point of DDR4 cost. That's getting down to the point of DDR4 cost. And this one right here, the Crucial Pro, overclocking desktop gaming memory. That's even better yet. 6400 CL38. And they say that you can probably get the clocks down pretty much, but that's still $84. Corsair Vengeance RGB, that's 6,000. I would go back. I would think about these right here. This one mainly I would think about, truthfully, is that's XMP 3.0 and AMD Expo compatible. That's 32 gigs. And if you even got 4 slots, okay, I bet you with a little tweaking and tuning, you can get all 4 slots to run really well with a pair of these and get 64 gigs of RAM in there for, let's say, so you do your math, you go 84 times 2. $168. That's not bad for $168 because DDR4 on 64 gigs of RAM is about 128. But this is the newest platform, so you're actually for 168, you're getting a sweet deal because usually it's going over $200 and some for the RAM. But especially with Crucial Pro DDR5 overclocking desktop gaming RAM, you can't beat that. That you cannot beat with the stick. So, if you really think about it, this could be a very good benefit for that system. Right here, this could be a big game changer for this system. Especially when you're gaming, especially with the 4060. It's got a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits. So, okay. Now that we did that, let me see. Now that we looked at that system, that's what everybody was talking about. They got another CyberPower PC. Let's see what this one is. This is a 14,900. See, if you're looking to spend that kind of money, like $2,000, then, this got a 4070 Super, and it's got 32 gigs of DDR5. It's got 2 terabyte Gen 4 SSD, Windows 11 Home, and you do all the adding up to this. Yeah, I can see that price. I really can. I can see that price. So. It looks like it's a CyberPower PC exclusive Prism 321V gaming case. That's not a bad case. I like how it looks. I don't know what you guys think. You guys need to tell me what you're thinking. I mean, let me know what you're thinking. I'm watching, but you guys ain't saying much. So something tells me you ain't saying much. This says good move, quality PC. I've been seeing that a lot about CyberPower. Outstanding performance and quality. CyberPower PC is a game changer. So that's a game changer for sure. For the price, CyberPower doesn't go that far off of their prices that I've ever seen. This is a hackery job. This is a hackery job. So I'm not even going to look at that one. This has got a DDR4 motherboard. 14900 K stands for unlocked, for happy overclocking, and the F stands for the big finger. No, I'm just kidding. Stands for forgot the iGPU. Yeah, I agree, man. Hey, you, this is your wheelhouse when it comes to Intel. You know, it's not so much my wheelhouse, but I'm trying to make it there. I've dealt with a lot of Intel, CPUs and stuff like that. So, but I'm more prone to AMD's CPU. I have more confidence in the AMD CPU. So I do, but the black one would be more ideal. Gotcha. Gotcha. So you wouldn't mind this one, basically. This is the black one. This is black. This is black and silver. I think it looks cool, truthfully. And look at the feet down at the bottom. It's higher up. So that way it's got more air to breathe down there for your power supply. Now, I think that right there, that right there is a good deal right there. I do think. So, but that's up to you. I mean, you have to decide what you want to buy. So, Ryzen 5 5500 is a 5600 with disabled graphics. Yeah, basically. Epically with the RAM you mentioned. Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is, when you shop, you do your homework to see what you can do to limit your time so you're not stuck trying to buy piece by piece and get all confused, right? I mean, I don't want people to get confused. I'd rather have them start with something that they can start with that gives them a platform. And then after that, build around that platform. You can get at least easily a 10 years. I got a PC that's over here. It's 13 years old. I repurposed it, put another motherboard in it, totally changed it, and now it's a sleeper build. 13-year-old PC case is now a sleeper build. I got a video on that too, so make sure y'all check that out. So the feet are better than the ones on my PC case. I've never seen your PC case, so I don't know. But with them being that high up off of a flat surface, especially if you've got a carpeted surface, the higher you can get it off of the ground, the better it's off because of the dust and, basically just a lot of dust, a lot of hair, and a lot of everything. You want to at least keep your computer at least 4 feet off of the floor. 4 feet. You want to keep it on your desktop. And with that having a one inch off of the desktop advantage, the dust that gets down there at the bottom doesn't really circulate that much through the fans. So it's like suspending it in its own little area. You'll get dust, but not as much. That's something to think about too. So moving on, guys, we have plenty to look at today. I was going to look at this one, but for that price, I don't think so. Now with the 6400. This has got an 8700F and a 4060 for $1,300. You might as well just take and go right back up here and get this one right here. Because if you're going to get an 8400F, you might as well just come right back up here and get this one here. Don't waste your time with that one. See, I'm not going to waste my time on it neither. I couldn't. It's $1,300 is too much for that. Way too much. So moving on down the road, guys, 7900X with the 4060 for $1,500. 9700X. Okay. Well, let's go backwards. Let's go to Amazon again. Let's see if it's worth the wait it's got. 9700X. $289. $289. So if I were to go up here, back to the one we were at before, and I took my calculator out, right? And I typed in 897.55 and added that to the 289. Watch. 289. Go back over here. Go down to where we're at. Where we're at. Right there. So for $1,186.55, let's minus that from the $1,499.99 equals. Do you guys see the point? What you can do to save money? Okay. The motherboard doesn't look much different from the motherboard in that other one. The only difference is you put the air cooler. So if you were to take and minus the air cooler you put on for this, right? And then you add, no, you minus the 20 you taken off for the air cooler, right? So now you add $55 and still for $1,499, $1,500 for this right here. The other one having a better idea of what you're going to do. And plus you can change up your processor. Oh no, that's Intel. My bad, guys. But still, you can always change the motherboard for $100. Still use the same RAM and get this right here. So for $389, it's still going to be way better than spending $1,500. If you decide you want to switch the platform, go from Intel to AMD, you can switch the motherboard, you can switch the CPU, keep the RAM and everything else, and just switch those two pieces, less than $350. Still be cheaper than this. Still be cheaper than this. So it's how you balance it. Me, I can take and switch, and get that $800 PC and turn around and make it to gold for less price than this. And this gives you probably the same motherboard, the same graphics card, everything. But they got a 9700X. So what? You can always make a switch. It's not hard. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad for the 9700X. I mean, even if you pair it up with a $100 motherboard, I seen a $109 motherboard. Let's see. Um, let's see. That's not a bad price. Let's say motherboard. We'll try an AMD. And we will knock the cost. And hit go. And see what we come up with. Let's see. That's DDR4. Okay. Looks like it's done and gone, guys. Looks like it's done and gone. But even though you can get a decent motherboard, AM4 5000 series, 789, B650 for 174. Geez, I saw it the other day. I mean, bear with me, guys. I saw it the other day. I thought it was really cool. It was an 800 series motherboard. They must have sold it because it's like done and gone. I mean, it's like done and gone. So even if you buy one that's B650, it's still a decent motherboard. It's a tough gaming plus Wi-Fi, B650. That will still work just as good. It'll still work just as good if you're going to decide to pair it with, let's say, you decide to pair it with the 9700X. It's still within the parameters of price. So, just saying. I do have a SkyTech case. It's pretty neat. Oh, yeah, I mean, but depends on what you want to spend. When it comes to your processor, you know, motherboard and all that, they got 9600X. They got 7700X, which the 9700X is at a better price than the 7700X. I mean, it all depends on what you want to spend. You first, and guys, I'm going to make this point clear. Very clear to you. Before you decide to get a new PC, plan a budget. Plan out a budget that's going to be in your wheelhouse. Right now, if you can plan out a budget, and let's say you got the minimal at $800 and to the maximum of $1,500, that'll give you the best budget in the world. So you have within that parameter to budget out your PC. Now, if you go with the pre-built, you'd start off fresh. I would go with the pre-built. But if you already got a computer and you want to upgrade your computer, then that's where the DIY comes in, to where, you know, you can probably upgrade the motherboard, upgrade the processor, probably still keep the same amount of RAM that you got. keep your hard drives, your SSDs. Let's say you got an 850 watt power supply already in your piece, in your case, and you already got enough fans and everything else. Then the only thing you're going to be really upgrading when you look at it will be your motherboard and your CPU. That's pretty much it. When you got a system that's already set up and you just want to make it faster, then you can put that budget into the things that count the most. We all know the graphics card is like astronomically high. We all know graphics cards are astronomically high, but it looks like that they're going to start flooding the market. And once they start flooding the market, prices will start coming down. And then all I can tell you is wait on the graphics card. That's what I can tell you right now. And yes, I'm looking machine. Wait on the graphics card. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thanks for finding it, bro. So this way you guys get caught up in where I'm at is what we were talking about. Thanks for finding it, machine. Do appreciate it, man. Okay, let's go back to the action screen, guys. Okay, this is what we're talking about right here. This is the one I was looking for. I mean, for $109, it's got all the bells and whistles. This has got all the bells and whistles that you're going to need when you go and get a motherboard. So paired with the 9700X and this, that would make the system that you would have purchased over here for $897 even better. So you could go from Intel to AMD and have a better system and still keep the same graphics card. Just saying, guys, you can keep the same graphics card and make it run faster. That's pretty much what you'll be doing, is making that graphics card run faster. So that's something to think about when you're doing this. So let's move on. Let's move on. Pretty much this is how everybody, hello, pseudoscientist. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I decided which GPU I'm going with. Pick 2-3 options for everything else. Save money. Watch prices of everything. Buy what is on sale. Perfect. That's how you do it. When I can afford it, I'll take a year, but I'll save a lot in the end. Perfect. Well said, pseudoscientist. If you want to take your time, you already have a PC, you want to take your time, then within that 1 year window that you're saying, that's perfect. Because you can pick up every part that you need that is high-end parts and then put it all together in the end. Just make sure when you go to buy these parts, they're all compatible with each other. Compatibility is a must. Like this motherboard, the CPU, they got to be compatible. Like the RAM to the motherboard to the CPU's got to be compatible. Your SSD to the motherboard to the CPU's got to be compatible. All steps, baby steps of compatibility. You can go to PCPartPicker, which will float right over there real quick. I thought we had one going for that. I guess not. So we'll go ahead and type it in again. So if you want to learn compatibility, this is the best tool to use. So you can start off with your CPU, and what'll happen is this. Let's say you pick a 9800X or 7800X 3D, which would be crazy because look, 428 for the 7800X 3D, $50 more, you can get the 9800X 3D. Why would this is nuts. For $50 more, I would go with this. Now watch. I'll have to hit allow. So when you go down to the bottom, this gives you a compatibility chart. Right here, you get a compatibility chart. So if you go to pick a motherboard, now that you picked your CPU, we're just going to do this really off the cuff, guys. So you can hit the prices to get the lowest prices to the top. That's what you want to do. So the motherboards that they got on sale, don't get a 620. Big mistake. They got that ASRock B850 for $109, right? Good. Now, CPU cooler. You can get a AIO. Okay. So you can look for an AIO. I'm going to hit the thermal right and take this out. Look at this, guys, right here. $55. Perfect. Now look at your total, 643. So if you want to build from there, you can build from there. But you know, the most of the cost of that 643 is the CPU. So that's most of the cost right there is the CPU. Depends on, like I said, a budget. You have to have a budget. As long as you got a budget, you're fine. I put 2 years store coverage on everything. Good. Yeah. It's good to get an in-store warranty. And that brings it to another thing. If you buy an in-store warranty, do not register your parts with the manufacturer until your warranty with the store discontinues. After that, then register your products. Don't register them while you're in the 2 to 3 year warranty with the retailers, because you'll be wasting your warranty. You'll be wasting an extra 2 years you could have used with the manufacturer. So if you get a 3-year warranty with the retailers, after that 3 years is up, then 2 more years, you get a 5-year warranty. You can't beat that. A full 5-year warranty on all your parts. Believe it or not, that's how my system's set up. 5-year warranty. I did all the calculating and math and everything else, and it worked out just perfect. So yeah. Retailer warranty first, then manufacturer. Even if you don't feel like spending that extra 20 or 30 bucks, I would spend it. This way you don't have to deal with the headache of the manufacturer until the end. But I'm sure the manufacturer will, keep up on anything that, that's within the warranty. Just make sure you read the manufacturer warranty and what the do's and don'ts are. So let's get back to it, guys. So we got 3 parts. We go to the memory. Okay, we go to the memory. And what one did we say we wanted to get? The 6400 or, I mean, even if you got 6,000 series, 2 times 16, kind of like that RAM that I seen. What was it? It's not that. It's that one. Crucial Pro. So we can take a look for the Crucial Pro. So we can, I think that is right here. It says it's out, but I doubt it. So that's a perfect style RAM. So far you got 727. The storage, I always recommend 2M.2s. You can get whatever you want. You get whatever you want. So let's see. M.2 2280. All SSD. So let's see. We'll leave that open. So now we got something to work with. Wish they would put no. $1,000 GB. That's 1 TB. 124. Let's see. Getting it at the lowest price. They got MSI right here, 371, 1 TB. That's 3.0. But we already looked at the drives. So let's just first say, let's just say with this one right here for 1 TB, just for your operating system to start you out with. Okay. So what you're doing down here is now you're looking at the compatibility. This shows your compatibility chart. This shows your M.2, and this shows that there's 3 slots. There's 3 slots for the M.2. So that's a good thing on that motherboard. Now, you got 2 RAM sticks, so you got 32 gigs, and you got the CPU, and so far there's nothing that's incompatible. So now you get your video card, you decide what video card you want. Let's say you want to do a cheap 4060. Let's just say because they're using a 4060. So we'll click on the 4060 and find the cheapest one. That's $329, and that's the MSI Ventus. So we'll say a 4060. So far, so good. We're in the compatibility chart. So we're looking good. We're at $1,000. That's not including the power supply, the case, and everything else. This is just to give you an average of what it's going to look like look like at the present price. Your present price. That's what we're looking at, the present price of what PC Part Picker can find. But we can go on Amazon or Newegg or Micro Center or any other sites and find it cheaper. This just gives you an average what PC Part Picker is showing. So I'm sure you guys get the gist and how this works. So basically you can price out all your parts here and you can see if it's going to be within beneficial for you and the dollars that you're spending. So buy your storage last. It seems to be dropping in the most of the prices over time. True. But now everything's going to be moving up to PCIe 5.0. That makes PCIe 4.0 even cheaper, but it still works just as good. You can still get 7,000 megabytes on the reads in the transfer part. You can still get 7,000 with PCIe 4.0 X4. Instead of going PCIe 5.0 X2, which only gives you 2 lanes. This is a little trick. You got 4 lanes with the 4.0. So if you took the 4.0 and you times it by 2, will give you the same output as the 5.0 times X2. It's the exact same thing. I know if you do your math, you'll see, and you weigh the both, it's going to come out the same. So that's the reason why nobody's really finding any difference between the 4.0 and 5.0 on your M.2 SSDs, is because of that. That's the reason why I'm not really hyped on this 5.0. The PCIe slots. I'm not really hyped on it right now. It's because just like with your graphics card, they're saying the best performance you get out is PCIe 5.0 X8. Well, yeah, PCIe 5.0 X8 is equal to PCIe 4.0 X16. So really think about it. That's what people don't get. They don't think about it. It's because when you do backwards compatibility, you'll understand more. When you go up and they split it in half, then you're only getting less, not more. So you think you're getting more, but you're actually getting less, and you're not getting more. Just because the number goes up doesn't mean you're getting more. So when they split it in half, like your 5.0 X16, and they put it 5.0 X8 for your graphics card, you're actually getting a 4.0 X16 speeds. Because you take 4.0 X16 times it by 2, that gives you 5.0 X8. People just don't realize it. So this is just to give you an idea, guys, of how to use PC Part Picker. So we'll move on from that. We'll move on from that. We'll move on from this. We'll move on from this. You guys know you've seen this. We've touched up on the power supplies. Let's go here. Well, we've already touched up on this too. So let's move through Amazon, see what else they got cooking. I wouldn't recommend a 2060. It does look nice for $619, but it's got an 8th gen processor and 16 gig of DDR4 and Windows 11 Home. That's a little bit on the heavy side because you can buy a Livono for half the price. So I really don't recommend it. They got this is DDR4. You might want to move up in the world, especially when DDR4 is going to be costing the same as DDR5 soon. On your platform side, now as far as your graphics card, on the platform side, DDR4 is starting to equal up to DDR5. So you might want to just be best to go to DDR5 and be done with it. See, back when I bought my system, DDR4 was cheaper than DDR5. But now, in DDR5 starting to come in its own, it's becoming almost equal to DDR4. So it's really not going to be beneficial to you to buy DDR4 anymore. Best to just move up to DDR5. And I'm saying it, even though that I'm on DDR4, I'm saying it because I'm starting to see that DDR5 is becoming more beneficial, especially when you can upgrade more, you get more upgradability in the DDR5, the AM5 section, or yeah, AM5 section. Now with Intel, no. Intel is a whole different ballgame. Unless you want to go up to the core processors, then you'll be dealing with more. It's going to cost you more with the core processors than it's going to cost you with AMD. So truthfully, AMD is really the best way to go. As far as gaming, yeah. But yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not being a shill on Intel. I'm not shilling out Intel. It's just right now with the disasters they got going on over there, it's not recommendable to drop you into that disaster. It's not recommendable to drop you into that disaster. Until they get things cleared up, and I hope they do, I would pretty much steer clear. Because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if AMD and other companies are going to decide to buy out Intel. It's in rumors that are being leaked all over the place. So we really don't know. And that's something I really don't want you guys to jump into. You know, feet first. But, you know, right now on a pre-built, yeah, you can jump feet first, but later on down the road, you can always upgrade and go to that next level. You know, if you're not satisfied with, you know, let's say 2 years down the road, you're not satisfied with Intel, you want to go full AMD, all you got to do is change a couple parts. Then you're done. I mean, gives you time to see your system, experiment with it, see what you like about it, everything else. Okay, we went through AMD or Amazon. I really didn't find but one system out of Amazon that looked good. Even this got a 12900 KF. They want $1,900 for this. What makes it $1,900? Let's find out. What has it got? Oh, it's got a 4060 Ti. Yeah, it's got a 4060 Ti. What, 8 gigabytes? Yep. 4060 Ti right here. 8 gigabytes. So you're telling me for $1,900, this is worth more than that $800 system? Oh, get the hell out of here. That's bullshit. Like I said, that's all crap. So this 512. Now this you couldn't even, for $500, save your money. $300 more, you can get something better than this. With the 13th gen, yeah, you can get something way better. But it's, look at this, Dell Optiplex with the GT 1030, 2 GB. I don't think so. I don't think so. If you're going to spend your last dollar, I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to help you out as much as I can, that you get the best bang for your buck when it comes to buying PC parts. Now we're going to move over to Newegg. Let's see what they got cooking. Just saying. Let's see. They got a Skytech Shadow 1440 CPU, Intel 5 1440, 9070, $1,500. Wow. So here's another thing you can do. You can go to Tech Power Up and do your research. Or you can say 9700, 9070. Oh, what am I thinking about? 9070 specs. And pops up Tech Power Up. So now we go down to the relative performance. Where is it sitting? The 9070. They're saying that the 4070 Ti Super is 3% faster than this card, but this sits in between the 4070 Ti and the Super. It's faster than a 5070. And it's faster than a 6950 XT. It's faster than the 4070 Super, what they're claiming. It's faster than my 4070, which I'm not disappointed about. I'm happy with mine. So, and it's right behind the 7900 XT. So, that gives you a little bit of insight of what it looks like on a performance chart. So you're going to ask yourself the question, oh, wrong one. Now you're going to ask yourself the question, is that worth the $1,500? It's got a 14th gen processor. Only goes up to 4.7 gigahertz turbo boost. No. That should be over 5 gigahertz on the boost for your CPU with that 9070. No. $1,500? No. Nowhere near the price to performance, guys. I'm not going to take you down that rabbit hole. And this one, I'm not going to take you down that rabbit hole neither. It's got a 5070 Ti, but nobody's spending $2,400 today. This has got the 7700X with the 5070. Nobody's spending $615 here today. So this has got the the ROG G700s. It's got a 5080. Nobody here today is spending $3,300. Shane, what do you mean by motherboard? You guys talking about something different? This one's an off-brand? No. This looks pretty cool, but no. $5,000, $5,300. No. This is just ridiculous pricing. Guys, this is just, I can't tell you anything over on $1,500 on a pre-built, guys. It's just, it's too pricey. It's way too pricey. I mean, this is not bad. It's got a 5070. It's got 32 gigabytes of DDR5. It's got the Ryzen 7 8700F, which that's only got 16 megabytes of cache. For that price, no. This is how I shop, guys. I'm taking you along with me, so you're seeing exactly everything I'm thinking about right now. I mean, this has got a 225F. Are that's just a big finger. Somebody telling you to no for $1,500. No way. I don't know what you guys think. Oh, machine, I don't know what motherboard you were talking about, bro. I can tell you the one that you found was the best motherboard I've seen so far. Guys, I mean, listen, and this is going to be to you guys so you understand. Newegg is overpriced. Way overpriced. I feel there's nothing in there that's really gonna work for you guys. I mean, really. Yeah. The only reason they're there on the inner boob is because they're convenient. And that's how they can sell at high prices, because it's convenient for the consumer. But they're at these prices, they're robbing the consumer. That's just ridiculous pricing. That's a ridiculous price to put on for your gaming. And that's the reason why I really don't focus on anything over $1,500. I really don't. There's no sense of focusing on it. It's just a waste of your money, and it's a waste of time. Because when you can take and get yourself a base PC and build from there, you got better advantage to get better bang for your buck than you do going buy these $3,000, $4,000 PCs. I just can't see buying it. I really can't. That's just my 2 cents on it. I mean, I can't really see anything on Newegg. We'll go one more flat. We'll go one more window to see if they got something. 3,000, 5,000, 2,000, 2,800, 26. Oh, we got something for 700, 800 bucks. What is it? A 12,400. Guys, really, 12,400. And it's got a 4060. Okay, now over on Amazon, that was the 13,400F for a couple dollars more. That one's a better deal. I'm using that PC as a comparison to the ones that we're seeing today. I mean, look at this. 5600G, DDR4, AM4 platform. 16 gigs, 3,200. It's not 3,600. Why buy it? I mean, what are you buying? It has no graphics card because it's got the 5600G. It's got integrated graphics. So for this, and you're paying that? No, that's just ridiculous. With no graphics card, not even an RX 580 for that price. And they didn't even add that in. They could have went a 5,500 and did an RX 580 and sold it at that price. This is just ridiculous. Hey, look, you guys want to know what's on my mind? I tell you guys what's on my mind. Straight up. I mean, same system right here. Well, actually, the one that was over there looked a lot better than this. So, same price. 5700X. 4060. Oh, this is nice. $1,129. I paid $1,200 for mine and it's got a 4070. Oh, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, ridiculous. The 12400F has an even lower power consumption. Well, see, that's the thing, bro. You have to understand, it's not about the power. Everybody has to understand this. It's not about when you buy a CPU and you buy a GPU, it's not about the power because you can always undervolt and turn down the power. You can control the power. So no matter what power anything's at, if you want performance, you always get the ones with the best high power because you can turn it down and budget your power, but still get the wide range of performance, the benefit. So you look for the benefit that you get from these. When you use a high-powered CPU, you can turn down the power. I mean, my CPU, I can turn it all the way down to 55 watts, even though it's allotted 143. But I can turn it down to 55, and it only goes up to 63. And it does that all day long. But I still get the same performance. Nothing changes. So it's a balance. It's a balancing game. Basically, you got to balance this. You balance the power out in your BIOS, and you do it very carefully. You can get your CPU to run like gold. Your CPU can run like gold. You can have the highest power in the world. You can still bring it down to the same level of a 65-watt CPU. That's the thing. It just gives you more headroom. That's all it does. So you can bring it down to the 65-watt level and still get the same performance of having it if you were running 250 watts. So it just doesn't make sense to get something at low power when you can do the high power side. I mean, it's a balance. I'm just giving you that idea of what I would do. Okay, you can take my word with a grain of salt, or you take it like gold. That's something I would do. So this way I know I can get raw performance out of it without having the heat and the amount of power that it's pulling. I can bring it down. Anybody can do it. If you got an unlocked CPU and an unlocked motherboard, anybody can do it. It's not hard. Yeah. And you didn't think about, you got to think, I think about when it comes to every direction, I pull myself in every direction, thinking of every solution to the problem. And everybody says, oh, don't get this one because it pulls too much power, too much power, too much power. Stop thinking about the power. It's not the problem. The problem is everybody's thinking about the power. That's the problem. Stop thinking about it. You don't need to. You can go into your BIOS, bring down the power, and do an undervolt and still get the same amount of performance. So you don't lose anything. I mean, that's the way I think. And my PC runs undervolted. Every time I kick it on, it's undervolted. The most I have ever had this up to was 91 watts, but I turned it down again, and it's still idling around 65, 70 watts. That's it. Maximum. I'm not worried about it. So, moving on down the road. 5600 XT, Windows 11 Pro. That's the only thing they got. That is the only thing they got. That's good. That's it for 500 bucks. Oh my God. Because I would have said if that was a 5700 XT with the 9400F, because that's 9th gen Intel, then I would have thought 500 bucks. Yeah, it would be worth it. 5600 XT, no. Let's keep moving on, guys. They got a 14400F. You got a Gen 14, 4060, 32 gigabyte, the DDR5. Right here. This one looks like could be a better deal. Because this has got 14400F. So that's got 2 sticks of RAM. That's not too bad. Mesh front. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have an AIO cooler, which $55 more. Yeah, you can do this. This got 32 gigs of RAM ready to go. Machine, this is ready to go. Something like this would be really worth it. This would be really worth it. Comes with the 650 watt power supply, Windows 11 Home, virtual reality ready. It's got full coverage, 3 years part and labor, and plus 2 years part warranty. So, wow. For $900. I'll take and I'll copy the link and I'll put the link into Discord. I put the link in the Discord. Yeah. Well, it's too long of a link and I don't want to stick it in here because then YouTube will get it, when you stick long links in there, they think that, there's some kind of spamming going on and stuff like that. It's just crazy. So it's in Discord. I already put it there. That's not a bad deal. So just follow along, guys. Like I said, you guys want to see what it's like to shop for something. I mean, I'm taking you along with me. We're taking the ride like we're on a Harley. And the reason why I'm passing up the ones that for $2,000 is because we're not here today to spend $2,000. We're here to get the lowest price we can. We'll even go one more since we found one good deal. We'll even go one more to see if we can find something. Okay, this one's got the 13400 4060. We're already seeing it for $829. This has got 32 gigabytes of DDR4. It's not working for me. We're trying to stick around the DDR5 section. No, we're not going to spend 500 bucks on that. Let's see, 849. I don't know. That's shady. Look at this. 5600G with the 4060. The cache is going to be killed off of this CPU by this GPU. Unbelievable. You're talking about a bottleneck monster right there. Sorry, guys. It is a bottleneck monster. And I don't think you want to go that route. No. No. Let's see. 16 gigabytes of DDR4. I love how they try to hide that. I love how they try to hide that for that price. Unbelievable. The only thing they got good out of that, no, that's not even 3060 Ti. I mean, really? Come on. I mean, you gotta be realistic. These guys are trying everything. If you're not paying attention, if you're not paying attention to the details of everything that's being sold, you could wind up getting a potato. You guys could wind up getting a potato. That's the reason why I'm doing this today, so you don't get a potato. I mean, oh, $7.99. Nope. Okay. eBay, we're done, or not e-waste. I mean, Newegg, we're done with you. Now we're going to go to Micro Center. Let's check out Micro Center. They got a G235 12th gen. What is it? Were they all hold hands or something? Retailers holding hands this month? Do they actually hold hands? Because it seems like it's almost the same pricing going from Amazon, Newegg to Micro Center. Stop holding hands, guys. Come up with your own pricing. Stop watching your competitors. Come up with your own pricing. Make your customers happy. This right here, this is ridiculous. Especially they want to sell it to you for $850 with DDR4 2666 RAM. Is that not obvious? That's $850 for RAM that's not even 32 gigabytes, and and you're running DDR4. Could you have been more sparing by using a DDR5 motherboard and using DDR5 RAM for that price? It would have been more beneficial, especially buying that processor. Yeah, I know, machine. Unbelievable. $679. They don't change. Look at, they put a 3050 with it this time for $679. Look at this, a 14400F 1.8 gigahertz processor. Guys, this is for $700. Okay, I'm going to cross my arms right here with this. Any processor, and I'm going to state this, any processor that's below 3.4 gigahertz, all you're getting is a workstation PC. Workstation PC is like a Xeon processor from Intel. Between 1.8, right, and 2.9 gigahertz, 2.8, somewhere in there. So it's just ridiculous. I like Micro Center. Don't get me wrong, guys. But when I start to see pre-builts like this, and they praise, oh, we got the best pre-builts in the world. Yeah. The ones that you got the best in the world you're selling for this price here are workstation PCs. I mean, you can game on it, yeah, but not as good as you think. Not with the 3050 6 gigabyte. What are you going to do with that? I mean, at least that $800 one was a better price. Oh my God, this, oh, my heart's just bleeding for this crap. Why? 7600X. Okay, I'm going to give you a prop here. At least you went up 16 gigabytes of DDR5 6000. You went up and a 7600 graphics card. That's not too bad. It's not too bad, but if you had the 4060 with frame gen and all that noise, you'll see that the 7600 is just going to be. So, moving on. Moving on. $999 of 14400, 1.8 gigahertz. That is the base clock is just so wrong. I don't even care for the base clock, especially it being so low like that. My base clock is 3.4 gigahertz. I don't like running 1.8 gigahertz is telling me that you got a 2-core, 4-thread processor. Basically, that's what it tells me. You got 2-core, 4-thread. When you see 1.8 gigahertz. I'll even give you the benefit of the doubt, 4-core, 8-thread. So that's what that tells me. Or basically, on Intel, it's 4-core, 6-thread. So I know you guys can quote me all you want and tell me I'm wrong about that, but I'm not wrong. I know when you buy a gaming PC, you don't want to buy garbage. And this is the reason why I usually don't do pre-built, looking at pre-builts is because of this. And everyone that, I see, maybe one or two might look good. But after that, you'll be lucky if you find one. All right, let's go over here to Best Buy. Let's go to Best Buy now. Let's see. Best Buy, you got an 8700F, 16 gigabytes of memory, a 7600 for $950. Wow. That's too expensive. 5,600, and you get for that price, go get that. 5,500 and a 6,500 for this price. Two things you worry about. Okay, I'm gonna get down to the brass tacks of this. Two things you worry about. One is the CPU itself, and two, the GPU. Two things you worry about when you're buying a pre-built PC. Two main things. And then what's secondary is your motherboard and the amount of RAM and your SSD and then your PSU and then the case. Then you're done. You worry about those, then you'll be fine. Like I told you, that for no. 899. No. Let's see. 8700F. F means the big finger. Go bleep yourself. That's what they're telling you. Buy this, go bleep yourself. That's what the F means. No, the F means that it doesn't come with integrated graphics. I'll just clear that up. So they take away a benefit and charge you more money. 7,600. Ooh, that's ugly. $750. That's ugly. $1,000. No, I wouldn't even buy that. Not even at $800. I would rather have the 4060 than the 3050, guys. Just telling you straight up. Let's see. Oh, the cheapest thing so far I've seen was the headphones for $200. Yeah, you go pay $200 for them headphones. You need to go over to the dollar store and get those headphones all day long for $1. So you get the headphones 200 times. That means you spent $200. That means you got 200 times worth of headphones. I don't know. Just something to think about. All right. We're done at Best Buy. Best Buy ain't got the worst buy. Mike, now let's go to Walmart. Wally World. We're at Wally World. Let's see. They got RX 580, $500. An Intel i7 Xeon processor, 16 gigs of ECC RAM. $500. Nope. 580. Nope. 5600G. Nope. Ryzen 5 with Vegas 7. Nope. Pre-built 3050 Xeon processor. Whoa, Walmart's hooked on phonics, man, with the Xeon processor. Sorry, guys, I just got to call it for what it is. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But if it runs at a low clock speed, man, that just tells me that it's worse than better. Okay, when it gives a decent base clock speed, that tells me at least when you go to start your games up for when you start your games up, it starts up at a faster pace. But when it's at a lower clock speed, then it's got to take a ramp up to that point. So you're losing a couple seconds. Some people don't want to lose that couple seconds. They want to be right now, 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 now. You don't want that delay, a couple second delay, just because they can't set the base clock decently. So a Core Ultra 9 285 efficiency core base clock is 1.9 gigahertz. Yeah, that seems to be a problem. To me, it's a problem. To you, it might not be, but to me, it is a problem. That's the reason why I don't have a Core 9 or a Core 7 or whatever, is because they didn't think of the longevity of this, of the startup and the usage and a couple other things. They didn't think about it. The only thing they got going for them right now is because of the CU DIMM, the one where they build the little clock transistor onto the DDR RAM for the system. That's the only thing they got going for them right now. But everybody's even saying, they're going back and forth about, their CPUs. They're like, it's back and forth. Right now, I know the fastest one on the market is the 9800X3D. That's the fastest one on the market. Now it's the 9950X3D is the fastest one on the market. So we can go back and forth all day long about it, bro. Is still, you can't change what's been tested. So I think a lower base clock just slightly reduces idle power. It does more than that. It reduces the response time. Mine even runs at 3.4 gigahertz, but I'm running like sitting idle. I'm running like 850 milliwatts off of the CPU, 850 milliwatts. So the CPU's not drawing not even a watt or a volt, sorry. 850, 899 millivolts sitting at idle. Now at max gaming peak, it's only pulling 1.1 volts. That's it. Because I set it on the voltage on a curve, a negative curve. So it won't go above 1.1 volts. Like some CPUs go up to 1.4 volts, which is a mistake. And that's the reason why Intel had all that problem in the first place, because it was drawing over 1.5 volts on the CPU. We already know this. Yeah, if you're, and you have to understand too, if you got a laptop, then you can expect those kind of voltages with that kind of wattage. You can expect the lower, okay? But when you're on a desktop, that's a whole different ball field, because it might look like, oh yeah, a laptop it has a pulling less power, yeah. But look at the power block that goes with that laptop. What is it, 60-watt power block? That means that laptop will pull up to 60 watts, but it won't go any further because they don't have the headroom for the power. But a desktop, you can set it up to have the headroom for the power. Most of your high-end desktops are pulling close to 1,000 watts. Most of your high-end desktops are pulling 1,000 watts. That and that's the reason why you hear people buying 1,200-watt power supplies. Is because you need that 200-watt headroom for voltage spikes. So, moving on down the road, let's see. My i9 10900 hits 1.5 volts easily. Yeah, but mine doesn't even hit mine barely just struggles to get to 1.1. I'm not killing the silicon. See, over a period of years, and back in the early years, they were doing 1.5 volts. Back in the early years. And they found out that the silicon wasn't lasting long and the CPU was getting too hot. Then they started backing it down to 1.47, 1.35, 1.2, and they figured out that 1.2 was the sweet spot. But at the end of last year into the beginning of this year, myself, I found that 1.1 volt was the sweet spot for my CPU. That's it. I found that for for the amount at full bore is only 1.1 volt is perfect. So I don't need anything over, because your CPU should only be doing a third of the work anyway, and your GPU should be doing all the work. See, your CPU is only doing computation. It's only computing. It's doing the encoding and decoding thing. It's just, it's the middleman. When it comes to your input, to your graphics card, to your monitor, it's the middleman. That's what it is. So it should be working at third of its rated power. It should be working at 1/3. Your CPU should be at 1/3. Anything above that, that means then you're not balanced. Mine's balanced. And I check every day to make sure it's balanced. So you got a balance between your GPU and your CPU. Your GPU is hitting 100%. Your CPU is only hitting 30%. You got what? 130%. Because one's at 100%, the other one's at 30%. Now it gives you 130%. Add them together because they're both working hand in hand. So it's just something to think about. I always tell everybody, make sure you got a balance between your GPU and your CPU. So this way you got less latency, you got less bottlenecking. So you're fine line. It's fine tuning. If you get the right programs, you can fine tune your PC with perfection. Moving on, guys. We're in Walmart. This right here, this is too air restricted. And for that, I would never buy that. It's too air restricted. Let's look at this for a minute. This is not air restricted. This has got the knurls on the glass, and it's not latch where you latch lock it. So 5600G, 4.4 gigahertz, got a AMD Radeon Vega 7. You know what Radeon Vega 7 is? A 5600G. That's the same thing as this Vega 7, 5600G. So you really think for $508 you're getting a deal? No, you're getting a 5600G with a 5600G. So basically, you're not getting anything as a graphics card. So it's ready up to RTX 4070. And yeah, that is correct. That's about the most you're going to get out of that PC for $500 is an RTX 4070. Performance. That's it. Not even that, the 4060 Ti. 8 gigabyte. That's about the maximum you're going to get out of that. Especially with the RAM and everything else. No. Not worth your time, and it's not worth the money. So, just being honest with you guys. I hate to see you guys spend, lots of money for no reason. That's ridiculous. I'd rather see you spend it the right way and get you something that you're really going to like. Don't get something you're not going to like. I remember Gamers Nexus do a video about Comet Lake 10th gen processors saying not to run them at stock voltages. Well, I'm not Gamers Nexus, bro. And even if you undervolt, and a lot of people are starting to do what I do now, and they're starting to see the benefit of having less heat, less voltage, killing your, and, killing your silicon in your CPU or even in your GPU. You're saving yourself 2 to 3 more years on your PC. Cranking it overclocked, think you're going to get something better when you find out you're only getting 3% more performance than you are from an undervolt. Come on. There's many people that have videos out there about it. The benefit I've seen with when I overclocked and I undervolted, I only seen 2.7% from my PC. So I didn't see the benefit to overclock. So I've stayed undervolted. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, even if my CPU hits 60 degrees Celsius, that's fine. It's not killing it. Even my GPU doesn't hit nowhere near 67C. It's not killing it. And the temperature coming in and out of my PC is not killing the motherboard. So it's no brainer. How you build it and how you feel that it's going to work for you. Mine is multi-set for gaming, content creating, the whole 900 yards. You set it up for multitasking. For the amount of money that you're going to spend just to set it up for gaming, you might as well just go the whole 900 yards and get it set up for everything. So this way you don't lose performance on anything you do, like surfing the web and everything else, content creating or whatever. So you don't lose that benefit that you could have paid for actually the same amount that you paid for a gaming PC, you could have got a multi-purpose PC. Especially if you don't want to run 2 PCs, one for content creating, one for gaming, and you want one for all, then you know, it's going to be the same price as a gaming PC. Might as well get it for all, not just one. That's called getting the price in 3-in-1. Get all three things all in one PC for the same price. So, but I can hardly hit an 80 millivolt offset, and not all motherboards support undervolting. Well, that's your choice in how you spend your money. But that's what I mean. Do your research before you buy. I did my research before I bought the components. I spent 6 weeks searching for all my components. And then I looked for the deals, put it all together, and boom, there it is. Because now I have all the information I need to fine tune and have my PC run the way I want it to. And that's exactly what it does. It does content creating, does surfing, does gaming, does it all. I can't complain. But people, they'll spend $1,000 on a PC that looks like a workstation. So, yeah. Which is why I recommend not to buy my hardware if I ever wanted to sell it. I hear you, bro. Load line calibration is at 8, which is the highest voltage drop load possible on this motherboard. So once the workload stops, the voltage doesn't spike over the processor's VID. Well, mine doesn't either because it's on a it's on a down curve. So even if I got voltage spikes, undervolting my processor keeps the voltage spikes down, not up, down. Anytime it hits a voltage spike, it goes down because it's set on a down negative curve. AJ, I'm going to hop off and play a bit before bed. Okay, bro. You have a good night and sleep well, man. We'll talk at you soon. This episode, I enjoyed this episode, but I'll talk to you later. Okay. Oh, you can always come back. You can, where you left off, you can always come back and watch the rest of it because it'll be here. So, no biggie. So, just let you know. It's always on replay. So, all my live videos, you guys can replay them. Simple as that. All right, guys, let's move on so we can barrel things down a little bit. So, that's rough for $600. I mean, let's just move down the road here. Or we can get one that's right here. Oh my God. This one looks like a $400 special. Let's see what we get. We get an Intel i5 3.4 gigahertz. That tells us much. Maybe it's an i5 2400. Where's that processor at? Where did I put that processor? I put that processor somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got to show you guys this. Guys, look. i5 2400. See the dust? An i5 2400. Right here. Oh my goodness. So 8 gigabytes of DDR3 at $400. It's got Windows 10. It's got 1 terabyte, 7,200 RPM hard drive. No SSD. And it's good for Fortnite and Minecraft. Okay. All right, enough screwing around here. I think that's enough screwing around on that. I would not recommend that to nobody. Nobody. Not even being on special. You got to be awfully special for that. That's super special. Oh my God. $400. Oh my God. This is the stuff they sell you. I mean, that should be $200. That's not even worth $400. Oh, look at this. Out of stock. I buy power. Wow, out of stock. That's the first time I ever seen Walmart out of stock. All right, guys. Let's go back to the main screen now. Enough screwing around. Sandy Bridge, 2nd gen core. Yep. 2400, 2nd gen. That's in my my Dell Optiplex. What was it? 790 or 840 or something like that. It's got DDR3, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has a 1 terabyte SSD SATA drive. You know how much I want for that? Guess how much I want you guys guess. Let's see what you guys are going to guess how much I want for that. For that Dell Optiplex with DDR3. Damn, I'm out already. I want $1,200 for it. All the modifications I made. And it's even, let's see, what does it have? It's got a GTX 730 in it. You think I'm going to get $1,200? I would never, ever, 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 in my worst, even with my worst enemy, never sell something that dumb to somebody. Would never sell nothing that dumb to somebody. Oh, look at you, FTBK, $60. $60, really? With all that hype and all that, and it having a 750 watt power supply. Let's see, it having a standard motherboard, which you can change it out and put whatever you want, kind of motherboard you want in there. It's not proprietary. And it's got DDR3. It's got 16 gigs. You know, it has potential. The case is only worth $25. So I have to at least, oh, come on, $80? No, man. No. I mean, when I bought the GT 730, it was $100. I bought it for that. When I bought that Dell Optiplex, it was $200 for that. So, and in total, it's $300. And the modifications I made to it, that's an extra $200 modifications I made to it. Especially putting Windows 10 Pro in there. And maybe modify it to Windows 11, but who knows? Yeah. That's about $600, at least. 82 last offer. Oh my God. No, guys. I would never sell anybody that system. I would never sell anybody that system. I would give it away to a needy family before I would sell it. It's no it Truthfully, it's no better for just playing Facebook and surfing the web, you know? It's not something you would use for AAA gaming and stuff like that. It's not worth it. Especially when you only get 27 FPS off a Second Life, so it's not really worth it. So, I don't know, guys. I think we had a fun-filled day, don't you think? We've gotten a lot accomplished and a lot we talked about with the pre-builts, I think. But there's a couple things that I would say before you go to buy a pre-built. I would wait until after the 5060 and the 5060 Ti comes out, and the 9060 and the 9060 Ti. I would wait to see what kind of price is on those pre-builts before you decide to go buy. Because we know that when it comes to the bottom line, NVIDIA might not put out a RTX 5050. That might just be sandboxed for laptops. We don't know. But something tells me it might not become a thing, the 5050. Because it seems like everybody's talking about they want to stay mid-range to high-end. And obviously AMD was supposed to stay low-end to mid-range, but they decided to do mid-range to high-end as well, because they wanted to stay in competition with NVIDIA. So, well, I wonder if it'll play Crisis. Truthfully, I don't know. I could not tell you that. I bet you the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte would not even play Crisis. I bet you the 5070 would barely play Crisis. You would have to go up to the 5080 to get a better experience with Crisis. Now, as far as the 9070 XT, Crisis was built on physics. The Physics X. And it falls favor to NVIDIA than it does AMD. So, but it's a rough one. It is rough trying to play that game. But if you go to play the one that was in the earlier 2000s, the one that's on CD, then that one right there, you can play it just fine with new systems they have on the market today. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Ain't nobody really play Crisis anymore anyway. So, all right, guys. We got 2 hours in, 2 hours gone already. Hopefully you enjoyed your time here and looking at all the pre-builts and stuff. I know I didn't dive too deep in depth to the higher priced ones, but we can always do that another time. When we got more time, we can do that. So right now, I just wanted to look at the low end and see what it's going to look like so you can get an idea on the low side. So maybe if you guys are interested in next week, we can probably do the high end side. If you guys are interested, if you're not, just let me know. And then we can go in better detail on the high end side. We went into some great detail today on the low end side, I think. So I should get an RTX 5080 laptop for $3,500 because it's too slow for Crisis. Lucky me. Well, it is what it is, bro. I look at it like this. If you got a decent graphics card and you're playing older games, there's there's not really much you really need when it comes to a PC. You can have a bunch of parts that you just throw together. You can take and set it all up, balance everything out, and have it run smooth, and play your 20-year-old games for the next 20 years. Because you know they're not going to change unless they discontinue them. And you can go from there. There's a lot of games that are over 20 years old that you can take and turn around and play it on any hardware. Even hardware that's down to 2 gigabytes of VRAM. I noticed some older games that play around that area run just fine. It's even like Second Life. That only requires the maximum of 4 gigabytes of VRAM. The maximum. But it always sits around 500 and 600 megs every time I go in world. So it doesn't eat up much VRAM at all. I have a lot of reserved VRAM. It doesn't require that much. Still got great physics and everything else, so I never worry. So, but that's all up to you guys, and that's all your decision if you like to do it and you don't like to do it, or whatever you want to do. But, you know, if you're going to go the 50 series, then you better expect with the 50 series, you're not going to get Physics X 32-bit. It's like NVIDIA Bleach bit their Physics X 32-bit. Get it? Little bit of a joke. No, they ripped it out of their software, so, but I'm sure there's going to be other ways to get Physics X 32-bit to work back on those GPUs. As you know, people are going to put out a program that's going to update and allow you to put it in there. Somebody's going to put it out there sooner or later. So all you got to do is be patient and wait. And as far as the ROPs and everything else, if you ain't got your graphics card fixed and you had that problem, then get it fixed. You'll see a difference. People come out with the Physics X 32-bit, or you can put in a secondary GPU that'll handle the physics. And guess what? You're now running 2 GPUs. Simple as that. So either way you look at it, it will work. If you get a 40 series card, you don't have to worry about a secondary card. You don't have to worry about anything. It'll handle it for the next 5 years. And we all know that NVIDIA graphics cards, they last a good chunk of 8 years. So keep that in mind as well. But anyway, guys, I'm going to jump out of here. I hope you had a great time. I hopefully this little adventure we had on graphics cards, you enjoyed it. I try to do the best I can for you and show you what's out on the market right now, so you know what is going to happen and what the future is going to look like. And the reason why I showed you pre-builds, just plain and simple, individual parts are just too expensive. So you might as well go next best and get everything put together for you. So it's just like plug and play. Oh, let's play Monopoly now. Oh, I don't think I can play Monopoly, but I got to get out of here anyway. I got a few errands I got to run. But I did enjoy this time with you guys today, just to let you know. So we'll see what happens next week. We'll see what happens next week. So make sure you stick around for that. And also, too, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You hit that like button. And also, too, make sure you turn on your notifications, because YouTube doesn't turn them on. You have to turn them on. Make sure you turn them on so you know when I post the next video. You're welcome, machine. You're welcome. Until the next time and the next video, guys, you know it is, and we'll see you on the next one.